1.
Settle on a song, so I'm glad there's no sound.
Why do you always do that? Hello everyone, and welcome to Real Time Chatting episode 29. I'm Josh, here with S.
Oh, hi.
I always screw that up, I keep saying with always. And yeah, today's special guests, we have, I specifically didn't think about how to pronounce this, and I probably should have, CdV?
You can say CdV.
Okay, CdV and Twyn?
Yeah, I go with Twyn.
Twyn, okay.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And yeah, they're here to talk to us about Ultime Decathlon.
Yeah, that's a tough one, actually, because we didn't think ahead, like, when we would go international. So we're going to go with UD, which, okay, for those who don't know, Decathlon is just 10 things, 10 games, a course of 10 things, and the ultimate, it was supposed to be a one thing, and now it's just the best thing. So yeah, we'll go with UD during the podcast. I think it's better for everyone.
Okay, yeah, UD is a lot easier to say. Don't want to have to say French words all the time. Okay, but yeah, they're here to talk about that. Obviously, towards the end of the show, we'll cover what it is. It's pretty interesting. It's unique, actually. I don't think there's anything else like it in speedrunning that I can think of. But yeah, it's not a game and it's not a marathon, sort of. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, this is a first time then. Ooh.
It is.
Ooh.
But yeah, we're obviously here to talk about all the news and stuff from this week in speedrunning. But let's start with what we've been doing the past week. So, what have you guys been up to speedrunning related past week? Please don't make me answer it because I haven't done anything.
I'll go first because I have been practicing Grand Theft Auto 3 100%. And guess what? I finished practicing. I have finished the last segment of the last area. And I am now ready to do a full run, except that I probably forgot the mid game already. but it's fine. We'll just do a run and we'll see how it goes. Not now, of course, because I'm doing a podcast.
How long is GTA 3 100%?
Oh, it'll take me like 8 hours.
Oh, jeez, yeah. That's
Even though the record is like 5.
Yeah. If it's not your first run or whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah. I imagine it's annoying long games like that. You forget the mid stuff. It's like you practice the early game because, you do race sets all the time. And you practice the end game because you're like, oh, I need to do that because I haven't done it in ages. And then you forget the mid game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Being
makes
before
sense.
99% on the first run after 8 hours, and you figuring out for the next 8 hours what's the last bit you're missing.
Nah, I don't have that issue. It's more so just being able to do stuff rather than like I know what to do, so that's good.
Okay, cool.
Alright, okay. I mean, I guess you have like tons of notes for it, right?
Moving on.
Okay, splits at least, right?
Yeah, splits. But
Yeah.
they're not very much either. Anyway, I don't have too many notes. I rely on my memory for that.
Fair enough.
It's probably a bad idea, and that's also why I forgot the mid game.
Yeah.
Because I didn't write it down.
Alright, what about Portal 2 co-op? You still doing that?
Don't remember. Yeah, we did a run in the past week, but Goknak went back to school, and I'll have to go back to school.
Oh.
So we probably won't have too much time for that anymore.
That makes sense.
But we'll try and keep doing it.
Yeah, I never actually watched any of it, which is really annoying. Never got the chance to, or never saw it live or whatever. Alright, well what about you two? Have you two done anything speedrun-wise?
I have worked on the organization of the UD because it's a 6 months event, so it never stops. So
Yeah,
last
fair
week we made a tournament Saturday with a lot of players on a few games like Quake, Super Metroid Project Base, and some stuff like that. So commentary, organization. A little of running, like steamrollering for myself, because I'm an old speedrunner of this game, just to see if I can still improve, because there are a lot of people in our challenge, our 6 months challenge, that can sometimes
beat the old guys in just few days. They're impressive. We encourage them, give them a lot of things, and we are every time surprised. And there was also a special tournament last Sunday. We are preparing a tournament, a live tournament for the Geneva Game Convention in Switzerland.
Nice.
So there was a qualifications, and the 4 best runners will be in this event. We will comment that live at this festival.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of things. I'm personally working on Super Metroid Project Base. Like, it's a hack of Super Metroid. It polishes a couple of things. Some people don't like it. I like it a lot because I never played Super Metroid as a kid, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's shorter than Super Metroid, so I can like grind without having to do like hour-and-a-half sessions.
Nice.
And so we did a lot of randomizer because randomizers are pretty high presently for some reasons. So I've run Super Metroid randomizer, and a friend of our made a randomizer for the SteamWorld Dig actually. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening for us.
Cool. Yeah, randomizers. Can you do like bingo and stuff as well, or?
We could, but we didn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe someday.
I guess a randomizer for that makes sense because it's like room based, right? So
Yes.
yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Okay. As for myself, as I said, I haven't really done anything speedrun wise. I really need to get on that. I'm constantly like thinking about what I want to run again, and I can never find anything that I really want to do. The only thing that sort of appeals to me at all right now is kind of Ballad of Gay Tony 100% or any percent again, which is like a GTA game, but I don't know. I can't really find anything I want to do.
Well, I have a good way of motivating people to do speedrun. Like, we got this crazy organization where you learn 10 games, and you don't really embrace the fact that you don't like we have a very crazy friendly community, and I think communities are the most important thing in speedrun, like enjoying something with other people that enjoy the same thing, and finding the motivation by just myself is very hard for me. So
yeah, maybe I do need to like join some sort of league or event or something, or anything, like just a race with someone else or anything.
Yeah, speed gaming tournament for a game, like anything can be good.
Yeah, that might be an idea. I might try that. I missed the thing I normally do is the Golden's like 12-hour challenge thing.
Yeah.
Good. I missed that this year, so I'm kind of like low on motivation for some reason. Really annoying. All right, well that's what we were doing the past week, and let's move on to what the rest of the world was doing the past week. So we have a few bits of news this week. We have the Borgla Run Marathon 2017 has been announced, or is it happening, or?
It's been announced and submissions have been opened, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
So I imagine that CdV and Twyn know about this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, actually we do. I submitted games for that. It's so submissions are open until the end of September. It has run for 2 years already, so that's the 3rd edition. It's a very friendly event. Like it's on December, first weekend of December, Friday to Sunday.
Oh.
And it's going to be pretty fun. So I submitted, like, you can see all the applications, like the list of games submitted. It's free to submit game, like you can just describe as many games as you want. And we know personally a lot of runners that submitted games. Like, I'm trying to motivate as many runners as I personally know, which is about like, I don't know, like 200 or 300 French runners to go there, and just we gather with friends, and it's going to be very cool.
Yeah, holy crap! There's so many runs submitted, even though it only opened this week, I guess. When do the submissions close? Does it say? 30th of September, I'd say. Okay. Yeah, until the end of September. Right.
Okay.
So you have time if you want to submit games. It is in France. It is IRL, but it's not in French only. It's not French only. Like it's pretty open. Like French runners tend to know a bit of English or speak well English. So if you want to come, like feel free. It's really enjoyable. And you'd be near Paris, so you can enjoy the Tour Eiffel and I don't know whatever you want to do in France.
Nice.
There you go. Where is it exactly in France?
The southern Paris.
Oh, in Paris.
It's near Paris. It's just south Paris.
Okay.
It's like
What's that?
20 minutes in sub from Paris, like
We-
subway.
We will tell them to put a Tour Eiffel on the just as a communication.
All right. Awesome. There you go.
Nice.
So yeah, that's gone.
At least it's not in the far south of France, like in the middle of nowhere, right? It's
Yeah.
like in the northern, nice and close to the north of like the rest of Europe, right?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Yeah,
Never mind.
It's pretty. I guess it is. Yeah. Pretty easily accessible to a lot of. Is Paris? I can't remember the geography of France. Is Paris central? It isn't. Is it? It's like north, right?
It's kind of northern central. I don't know how French people would describe it. To me, it looks like.
Yeah, it's north center. It's pretty easy to come like in train from Netherlands or even England. Like train.
Yeah.
So it's well suited for all like the north of West Europe, like Belgium, Luxembourg, UK, Germany, Swiss. But if you're from Spain, it's kind of far away.
Yeah, it's like Spain. Oh, we border France, and you look at the map. It's like, oh, it's like a bit far away. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. I can't remember any other marathon being held in a capital city of a country before.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, isn't like in DC? SGDQ is in DC.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of the capital.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always,
Give or take.
I always consider New York. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, that was Borgler Run. So yeah, if you're French, you probably already know about it and you really want to go. If you're not, apparently they won't kill you for not being French. There you go.
Well, we're actually kind of friendly, except if you're German, English, Swiss, Italian. Yeah, be French. It's better.
Yeah. Yeah. Is the stream probably in French then?
There is a stream in French. Maybe I don't know. Guillaume, the guy who made the marathon, maybe he's working with Fizzle to have a restream on Speed Gaming. I don't recall.
Nice.
They're guessing for this edition or the next one. He's working on getting stuff done like internationally. He went to SGDQ this year. He ran Splasher.
Yeah.
So yeah, he knows. Like he's into like the international community. French people may appear to be like close together, but we really want to open to anyone else. Like it's not that bad.
Nice.
Cool. All right.
So if you are not from a country bordering France, you are welcome to go.
Just not direct neighbours, because they don't like it. All right. Next in our list of stuff that's happening is RTA in Japan 2. I imagine you guys know a little bit less about this, right?
Just a little bit less,
It's
yeah.
a little bit less, yeah. So yeah, this is RTA in Japan, which is obviously a speedrunning marathon in Japan, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an offline event, so it's an actual...
It's on site as well.
Yeah, on-site event. The Google Translate is probably going to be really interesting, so let's try this. But yeah, if you're in Japan, probably not watching this, but you can watch a load of Japanese speedrunners, which is pretty cool. Like, because they have a completely different community to the rest of us. So I imagine you get to see all the differences in rules and stuff. Don't they use like turbo controllers and things like that?
They used to. I'm not sure if they still do. Like I've not been
Depends
I
on
know
the
nothing
game.
about this. Yeah.
Okay.
I know B-Cord, current world record holder for Ninja Gaiden 2. He ran at RTA in Japan 1, the first edition, and they don't have turbo controller for the NES for that game. I don't know for the other ones.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess it's kinda the same. It's like community by community, games by games. But yeah, there are very few Japanese runner on Twitch. It's pretty hard to find them. I feel, and it's really cool to see that like all those Japanese runners we don't know about on games we do know about, and we're like, oh my god, those guys are doing things differently. It's very cool.
Yeah, watching. I've watched a bit of them before, and using like Google Translate, you can like live translate Twitch chat, and it's so funny things people say. Like the way like speedrunning lingo gets eaten by Google Translate is really funny. But yeah, anyway, yeah, the I guess recruiting for RT in Japan means like you can submit games for it now.
I wonder if people from other countries other than Japan would be allowed to run here, just like the France Marathon.
Probably. Not sure who would make the trek to Japan from Asia though, mainland Asia. Maybe is there like a Korean speedrunning scene? I've never heard of anything like that. Or Chinese.
Yeah, there are Korean speedrunners.
Okay.
Yeah, we know. Well, we had like Metal Slug X on the UD3 it was, and we got befriended with his name Tsukimos. Yeah, Tsukimos is like a Korean runner. He is amazing on all Metal Slug games. Like he done all the times for all speedrun in all categories by like 2 minutes when he walked on them. So he is amazing, and yeah, he's from Korea. So I guess there are many others like him.
Alright then, fair enough. I didn't know about that. So there you go then. So we might see some Koreans there, but probably not. Probably just Japanese. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch, even though you can't understand commentary or anything. Twitch chat, Google translated Twitch chat itself is enough to make that hilarious. Alright.
Josh, you're supposed to watch marathons for the round, not for Google translated Twitch chat.
For both, man, for both. I don't normally care about Twitch chat during marathons, but yeah, then it's funny. All right.
I hope there are like Japanese viewers for SGDQ that translate the chat, and since it's like godlike awful, I hope they're having as much fun.
Oh my god, that would be really weird. Maybe you could set something up like you install Google Chrome in Japanese and then translate. Oh no, it translated to Japanese.
And then we translate it back with like Firefox.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, maybe you could put it through the translate once and then back again. Maybe there's an...
Just translate it back and forth like 10 times and see what sentences results in.
Maybe you could just take like a log of Twitch chat or something. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Last bit of news for this week is the Harvey Relief Done Quick happened last weekend, and it did pretty well actually for something that was thrown up on the fly super quick. They had a decent schedule, and they managed to raise $225K for Houston Food Bank, who tweeted back at them and said thanks, which is nice, which is what I've got here. Did any of you manage to watch any of it? Because I was busy all weekend.
I didn't, no.
Oh god. Did either of you two watch anything?
No, we didn't catch any of this because like we were streaming like for I don't know, maybe 16 hours this weekend, and I was sick like a dog, so I couldn't like catch any of it.
Fair enough. All right, well, never mind. We all missed it, but I watched like a tiny bit of it, and they were using like the GDQ layout and stuff, and it was all online. So I think there was like one person who was hosting the stream, and then everyone RTMP'd into them and gave them their webcam and game feed. So it kind of worked like a GDQ, like the layouts and stuff. But yeah, it's amazing they got 225K for such short notice. I mean, nobody was prepared for this, and as it shows, like none of us managed to watch it because it's so last minute.
Yeah. Yeah, but like they still had like I think like a third of the viewer counts that they get during the the big events. and like they got like 200,000 in donations. Is that right?
225,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like from like a marathon that's done out of the blue with no pre-promotion and stuff like that. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Really good. So yeah, nice to see that they were willing to like react to something happening quickly in America and stuff, and yeah, did something about it. All right then. So that was all the news we could find for the week. Let's move on to the world records that we got submitted and we got found. If we miss anything that you think was important, you should have let us know about it using our submission form. You fill in that form, you can let us know about a record that happened in the week and tell us a bit about it so we don't just sit here speculating. Alright, but yeah, the first game for this week, oh god, I need to like load it and things, please work, is Unreal Tournament 2004 campaign on godlike. What is this, S? Help me.
It's the campaign on the hardest difficulty.
Fantastic.
So you were complaining the other week, I think, how there's no Unreal anymore on this show. Well, here it is for you. So here's some deathmatch. I'm kind of curious how he does this, but this is on the hardest difficulty, and this game is actually pretty insane on the hardest difficulty. This first level maybe not so much because it's like the tutorial, so...
I'll skip.
But I did some research into some of these glitches, and apparently if you go into instant action, which is just, play a game without the campaign or something, and then change some settings about the game mode, those settings then carry over into the campaign. So you can alter the campaign settings to be really in your favor, and that speeds things up by quite a lot. So normal levels would take, like, you'd have to score like 15 points or something, but you could just go into instant action, set the score limit to 1, and then you only need to score 1 point. So I didn't watch this part of the run, but the domination part, the double domination part of this run, like when I played it, like I saw no way of that going under an hour or so. But now he did it in like 5 minutes. So this game is pretty broken actually. But it's very skill based as well.
Yeah, that's another. I've heard about a similar sort of glitch like that. There was when we covered Need for Speed. There was a similar glitch in there. If you went into like quick play or whatever, changed the settings, and then went into the campaign, the settings stuck there as well.
I don't remember that, but that's exactly what it is. Yes.
Yeah. Weird. So it's another one of those. It's just I'm mentally building a list of like speed runs to try when I first play a game, like speedrun tricks to try. Yeah,
it seems to be tricks that work really well on games like between 2000 and 2007 or 8. Like, I think a lot of game developers were just figuring out a lot of stuff, and like game settings, saves, glitches, like new 3D games, they have like crazy things happening. Like I don't know if you know the speedrun of the Star Wars, like Jedi Force and Force Awakens speedrun, but it's kind of the same thing. They have like crazy glitches that couldn't exist anymore because like everything is much more streamlined nowadays with like the Unreal Engine 3 and 4 and Unity and stuff like that other developers took care of, like saves and menu management and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Like all these mistakes get made by the same people, like the same, or like by a bunch of different devs in this around the same time, right? And then after that, everyone has learned from that mistake, so you never see it again. So yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it is. You're right. The era of games you're talking about, that sort of era, it does seem to be all those similar sort of glitches. Yeah, like Deus Ex, there's like a kill yourself glitch, right, with the saves and stuff, and you're like undead. I think that's the same one in Jedi that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same engine and the same mistake in both games. It's
weird. And it's in Max Payne as well, I think, which is a bit newer than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, we covered that before. Yeah. So yeah, it's weird that all these games the same era have the same sort of glitches. Yeah, there you go. That's Unreal Tournament 2004 has that glitch in it. And I mean, it doesn't seem to help that much. He's still having to
Yeah,
play the
it
game a crap
still
ton.
goes like crazy fast, and he has to aim like crazy to kill those bots. It's amazing.
Yeah.
This is bombing run, and apparently he wasn't able to change it much on this, but he did change one setting where if you're carrying the ball, the football, so to say, you normally can't then use your teleporting tool that you see here. But if you change the setting, you can do that. So you can carry the ball, shoot the ball forward, then teleport yourself forward, catch the ball, then shoot the ball again, teleport and catch the ball, and just move around. But yeah, this is really late on in the run, so the bots just utterly destroy you. So you have to be really good to do this on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, this
Why
looks
the
ridiculous.
bots gets better and better?
Yeah, like they made the bots. There's like certain teams in this game, and like one team is more skilled than the others, and like they eliminate each other. So once the start of the tournament is over, all the bad teams have been eliminated. So now you're just fighting the good teams.
Right then, there you go. Unreal Tournament, not a game I want to try and do a speedrun of. Okay, moving on. Have you ever? You did runs of that, right? Yes, not that one.
Of which one?
Of any Unreal Tournament. I remember.
Yes, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I did a playthrough with a timer.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
That's
Okay.
a speedrun.
Yeah, pretty much. Like technically, it is a speedrun.
Right, moving on is something a little bit different. This is Alien Swarm Reactive Drop TSA. I need to split as well. In 4 minutes 10 seconds by Onin. So yeah, it's a TSA, which is a time scaled assisted run. So, I mean, can we just call it a TAS?
Yeah, it's basically a test, but it's not using all the tools that a test would normally use, just only the time scale, the slow motion part.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a test, so we can call it that.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is pretty insane because all these levels, like you can see here, he's just running out of bounds, and a lot of the levels are like this, and it's actually a really good watch if you're somewhat familiar with this game. I'm not sure if it's a good watch if you've never played this, but yeah, you can just see like the teleporting, and he switches back and forth between characters because there's a glitch if you roll with one character and then switch to the other during the roll. The roll just gets an instant boost and it launches them across the level. And what I really like about this test is how they included the end screen here. And the end screen has like a map that shows the player movements in colored blips. So you can just see the blips jump across the map. And yeah, it's a really good run. But I figure that if you've not played this, it might be a bit overwhelming. It still is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's a free game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you never played it, it's a very good co-op game. Like it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And speedrun, like not test speedrun, is pretty cool. But this is amazing.
Yeah, it's really a hard game too. I thought maybe I'm just bad at these kind of games, but like I remember struggling trying to beat this. But yeah, this task is absolutely insane. It's a good run nonetheless.
The fuck. Okay. Yeah, I've never played this, and yeah, I don't understand what the hell's happening. Just mission complete out of nowhere, and he flies across the screen.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't notice this map. That is pretty funny. You just see him fly. All right. And yeah, there's keep going.
Onin said that the glitch that he used in this TSA got patched the day he released the video. So that prevented him from doing the bonus campaigns or the add-on campaigns, I guess. But we told him about a method of getting an older version. So my Skype might have dropped.
No, you're good. Oh, no. Yeah, it's good. No, you're back. Keep going.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yep, heard everything. Yep.
It's cool. I forgot what I said though. But oh yeah, we told him a way of getting an older version. So hopefully he'll get all the other campaigns done still.
Yeah, it's weird how they patched it the day he released the video. I'm surprised that how old is this game?
This game was, I think, released around like 2010, but then this is an updated version that has more campaigns and a few extra features, like being able to play with bots. And, that's, as with any new feature, it just completely destroys the game, as can be seen right here.
Yeah, alright. Interesting. Okay then, there you go. That's Alien Swarm Reactive Drop. I need to find the right button. There it is. Right, next we have, if I remember to split, Half-Life 2 Episode 2 Any Percent by Maximus. Maxus. Sorry, I couldn't read it quick enough. I'm loading the video. You know about this, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I've not watched the run of this in 2 years, but then I watched this run and I was I'm pretty impressed. So don't skip to 60 minutes. I would suggest you skip to like 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. Boop.
Because all the action of this run is in like the first 9 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
So this just happens to be like the most uninteresting action part of the audience. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm amazed at how refined a lot of the movement is in this run now. Because 2 years ago it all was a bit sloppy, but Maxis seems to. I thought he had disappeared, but apparently not. He's still going at this game, and he finally got a new time by 4 seconds. So this run is actually really optimized.
This is a single segment, right?
No, it's in one sitting, but it's not technically a single segment.
Okay.
Not in the way that it's defined for Half-Life games. Because he uses a bunch of save loads to glitch through the ceiling.
Okay.
So it's in one sitting, but it's not technically a single segment.
So it's like real time, but
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because you're like reloading and stuff. Okay.
Yep.
You seen anything yet?
Well, as I said, this is the most uninteresting part. This is like the one part of this run that just hasn't changed over. You don't need to fast forward because there's something.
God damn it! Sorry. I'll leave it.
So after this tunnel section right here, there's a launch that you can do that saves like 30 minutes over the run.
30 minutes?
Yeah, and at first what we would do is we would build a ramp and then use that ramp to launch. But what this guy does, he just fires a grenade into the wall and then hits a piece of debris, and that sends him up into the elevator shaft, which means he won't have to go out and make and repair the elevator, which takes like half an hour.
Nice glitch, and yeah, that's impressive.
The hell? So he's like throwing himself back onto like a tiny object, and then he flies up.
Yep. And here's an invisible ceiling on this level, and that he now uses as an invisible floor instead.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, is this the bit where they throw the things at all the striders, I think they're called?
No, that's at the end of the run.
Oh, okay. Well,
That part went a bit sloppy actually in his run, but sloppy for Maxis means still pretty damn good. So I was impressed. It was a good watch.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that was Half-Life 2. I guess we won't watch any more of that. We'll be here for ages. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's good old Half-Life speedrunning, just flying through the air and all crazy crap like that. Alright. For some reason, it's one of those things, those speedruns that everyone tries to get me to do as well, despite the fact that I've never played any of those games. Okay, right, next up is Rainbow Six Vegas Co-op Normal with Shadow Dog, Wolfie, and Zen Ivan, I think.
Yes.
Yes, and we have notes for this one.
Yes.
Okay, do we have timestamps?
No timestamps.
Okay,
no.
I'll skip to around a bit and let you talk.
Alright, so dear guys, well, I have the schedule document open. At CdV and Twyn. I guess I don't him. I'll just read the comment. So this is Rainbow Six Vegas, and I went onto speedrun.com. It doesn't even have a page for it yet. So they say this is This is the best run of this game done to date. Port of this game is straight trash. Has some tech problems that cost some time, like a game crash. This run was done with 3 players, but doing this game with 4 players is probably the fastest, because with 4 players you can have 3 players throw grenades instead of 2. Yeah, you can throw grenades continuously and then go on a respawn cycle so you can throw more grenades apparently. Or you could spam a room full of enemies with smoke grenades. Also, if you see his mouse randomly jumping, it's because of the game being a bad port.
The mouse randomly jumps. What?
I guess his view just like goes like crazy.
Interesting.
I never played Rainbow Six games actually. I didn't get any of that. Like, what's the game about?
It's I think in this game you're playing as military units or like some tactical units, and there's hostage situations I think that you have to resolve. Or like, I'm not sure. I've not played these games either, but it's really a tactical shooter I think. Although I think in the Vegas series, the Vegas games of the series, it's more of a shooter and less of a tactical shooter.
Yeah, probably. They got more casual over time, I think.
Yeah.
And this one is a fairly modern one, so it's probably a little bit casual. But yeah, I've never played them, so I have no idea. What's he doing? Just shooting the stairs instead? Weird.
Yeah, he's shooting his teammate. Like, is this like Left 4 Dead or something?
All right, well there you go. So that's a new game no one's done runs of before. Were there single player runs of it, or just not on speedrun at all?
It's just not like I went into the Rainbow Six series on speedrun.com, and like there's like 7 games in that series, and there's like Vegas 2 has a page, but Vegas 1 just didn't show up.
Weird. Okay, you'd think it's a pretty popular series. You'd think there'd be speedruns of all of it. Okay,
well, apparently this is like that one game in the series that's not popular.
Yeah, it must
it's
be.
like a disgrace to the series, you know.
Alright, moving on. Next up is Undertale, True Pacifist in 1 hour 25 minutes and 33 seconds by TGH. That was the wrong text. There you go. And yeah, I think there was some sort of title battle going on, because this first place was set a day ago, and second place was also set a day ago.
Ooh.
So they either had a race, or they were both getting the record at the same time. I'm not sure, but yeah, TGH is obviously well known for this game, so it's not surprising he probably took the world record back immediately. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe there's some new stuff being found. I mean, there's this 40-second time save on this one split right there, so might be some new stuff, or maybe the run just wasn't as optimized.
That might be what it is. Yeah, floor free.
40 seconds is quite significant for a game this popular.
Yeah. You must be right. There must be some sort of skip or something interesting.
Yeah, and that's almost all the time save, because his old split was 126.19 and he got to 129.35, so that's about I don't know. Yeah, that's 50 seconds time save, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, he saved a bunch of time here, and now he's not going to save anymore.
That's it. Nice, good catch. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You work doing our job better than us.
We'll have to figure out what it is.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should have him on sometime to talk about Undertale. It's a pretty popular speedrun. Yeah, there you go. Running around. All right. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the game. I know it's an RPG.
Yeah, me neither.
So it'd be good to have him on. Okay, speaking of games me and S probably know a lot about. Next up is Deus Ex. I even put an X instead of an E. I hope you're happy. Mankind Divided in 38-33 by Gel Mere, who has been doing runs of this game like for the past 2 weeks, I think, constantly setting new PBs. But this is their most current one, I think.
I think.
And the last time I checked, they might have done one in the past, I don't know, 40 minutes when I last checked.
So fair enough.
But yeah, they were. I think they submitted it to us, and they someone gave us a big old list of notes about it. So
Nice.
yeah, honest.
Alright, so I'll read the comments and then there's some timestamps. I'll probably skip over some timestamps, but I'll read the comments first.
Yep. Okay.
Mankind Divided doesn't have many properties to make it a likable speed game. It's a good first sentence to say about this.
You know someone's really optimized the game when they hate it. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
The main character doesn't move very fast and his sprint stamina is limited. The main missions aren't very challenging or interesting and glitches aren't used very often. In fact, the any percent route I used could be seen as glitchless except for 4 skips. And all 4 of these skips are mentioned in the highlights below. I would describe the run as a hybrid of running, a metro ride, and elevator ride simulator. One thing you can do to make things faster is to make optimal use of the Icarus Dash augmentation, which will use increasing amounts of energy until a cooldown timer is finished. Energy and health will regenerate on its own and isn't much of a concern. Alright, so some highlights to show.
I think I just watched one of them. It was the Gollum City skip. But yeah.
Yeah, you said no glitches when he was like literally walking on in thin hair.
Yeah, it was really funny. It's just like clipping through boxes and stuff and running on invisible walls. No glitches, no glitches.
You knew something funky was happening when he was grabbing that toolbox, like on his elevator. Like you don't grab stuff on speedrun except like if they fling you through the entire level.
So what we just watched there apparently is after the elevator ride there would normally be an unskippable conversation with Rocker, which takes about 4 minutes to complete. Instead they used an object to push the character through the tube out of bounds and then head directly to the end of level trigger. Can take a while before the initial push out of bounds happens, so I was glad that in this run it didn't take much time at all. Yeah, that sounds pretty broken.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to 40 minutes and 12 seconds video time apparently.
14 minutes. 40, sorry.
40. Yeah.
12 seconds. There we go.
Alright, so what's happening here is by using the scope of the weapon, the door that would normally block you is no longer visible, and so it can be dashed through. This takes about 30 seconds compared to glitches.
Oh my god.
What?
This is amazing.
So, wait, say that again? He makes this door not visible, and then he can clip through it.
Yes, he apparently aims his scope, and then the door disappears.
What you don't see doesn't exist, basically. Like it's the reverse peekaboo.
Yeah, he must like unload the door or whatever with the scope and then go through it. Okay, I'm watching it in slow motion, but yeah, keep going.
Alright, well, I read everything there is to say about and that, but
okay. Hang on, we'll watch this. So he puts the box here, so he's like, he's using the box to like push him through when he dashes. He's looking away from the door.
I think he's looking through the door.
He's looking through like,
the door,
the little window on the door, and since he sees through the door, the door doesn't exist anymore.
Fantastic. Yeah,
let's watch another one.
Yep.
22:45.
22:45.
That's 24.
20. Oh god, what am I? Sorry, there you go.
It's 22:45. After the elevator ride, there would normally be. That's the one we just watched.
Yeah.
39:45.
39:45. Oh, there you go.
Alright. Here, the game can't keep up with loading the area, and so things like doors, windows, and enemies are missing for a while. There also is an instance of a door clip at 40:12 that we just watched. So apparently the game is going to shit the bed and just not load any doors and objects. Oh, I think, that's in this next room. I actually watched this at some point. Yep, there we go. That's not a loaded level.
Oh my. That's unusual. It's like a aspect of having a bad loading time that makes the speedrun faster. I wonder if that works with SSDs and stuff still.
Yeah, it feels like a game that would be faster if you have a very low frame rate or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and here's the door clip again. All right.
And then one last one at 44:12.
44:12. Oh,
Yes.
yep, there you go.
So the final mission is the London Convention Centre, where another scoped dash is used to get out of bounds and skip right to the final boss. The mission to save the delegates doesn't even come up, and the game simply ends as the boss is defeated. It saves 2.5 minutes compared to glitchless. Alright, so he has a box. He's going to use it to clip out of bounds and skip to the final boss.
Okay.
There's a box. Positioning the box.
They're using the scope so it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Look through the fence. I see. That's great. Fucking hell.
And then apparently, I'm assuming that he's going to fall down for a bit there and then land like right at the final boss at some point.
Probably. Oh.
There we go.
Good guess.
Yeah, I'm a bit familiar with this level.
Yeah, I sort of remember the layout a little bit. So yeah, just down here is where the boss is in this room. There you go.
Ah, it's one of those walls that you can go through if you approach it from the other side.
Yeah. I guess I never expected you to reach the ceiling in this room.
Yeah.
Alright. There we go. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Hopefully Jill Mary keeps going and doesn't hate themselves too much for playing the game. I was really disappointed with that game when it came out. So short.
I loved the game, but yeah, it was over when I thought I was like, all right, after this mission, it's finally getting started, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it was over.
It was like
It's
it was
complaint like everyone had that about this game. It's
Yeah.
short.
It's so funny. It's like normal story arcs are like up, and then the middle happens, and then it slowly ramps down. And this was just up, hit the top, and then it ended. It was just like, oh.
They had no idea anymore, something like that.
No, I think they ran out of budget was the reason. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, next up is The Last of Us Any Percent New Game Plus in 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 52 seconds by Catalyst. Did we cover this game? I seem to remember.
We had the runner on, but I don't think it was about this game.
Ah, yeah, okay. It was about Uncharted, I think. Yeah, Catalyst told us about all the Naughty Dog games. This is Naughty Dog, right? I think so. Oh, I don't know. It's the same sort of game, even if it isn't the same company. But yeah, did they leave us notes? I think they did.
Yes. The first note is that you should split.
Got it.
It's minor notes. He says another milestone has been broken, this is the first ever 33, 233. So sub to 34. Some highlights of the run. Downtown skip, which saves 4 minutes, is at 33 minutes and 30 seconds.
Alright, clarification. We had Catalyst on to talk about Prince of Persia, and we had Matt to talk about Uncharted. So I was sort of right. We did have the runner and we had the game sort of.
Yeah.
Different times. Alright, sorry, go on.
Skip ahead by like 30 more seconds, I think. 33, 22. Yeah, it seems good. So apparently there's going to be a downtown skip. And this certainly does look like a downtown with big skyscrapers. So there's going to be a big skip any moment now.
Waiting.
Ah, he's walking. He's walking to like an edge.
Oh, this looks out
he's
of
aiming
bounds.
at it.
Yeah, that does look like it.
There you go.
Beautiful.
What is happening?
Well, I guess the guy that does that did that first asked the same question. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
kind of game. Going out of bound is kind of easy, but doing something with it is kind of hard.
I remember this. They paused to let the game load. So he's
Yeah.
he's like waiting for the collision to load, and then he'll come out of it, and then yeah, there you go. I think that's it.
So this saves 4 minutes roughly. And there's another one which saves 8 minutes, which is at 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 35 seconds.
1 hour, 5 minutes, and 35 seconds. Okay.
There we go. This one is called a Pittsburgh skip. So apparently there's going to be Pittsburgh sounds like a shitty village. So yeah, this looks like a city village.
This looks like a
So-
skip being lined up. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just bringing a pallet like somewhere random. Oh, and that
Oh.
glitched him through the wall.
You can't see it; it doesn't exist.
Oh, I remember this. And then you swim for ages, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. If
It's
I remember
like-
correct.
Yeah, as soon as he leaves like the bounds of this, I don't think he can turn anymore, if I remember right. Something like that.
It
It-
feels like old.
It's not a glitch, it's a skip.
It feels like old PlayStation PS6 games where you like if you got in water and you got out, like in Zelda games. I think Wind Waker's as this. Like you can swim in thin air because the game doesn't register that you got out of water and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there's like two triggers. It's like getting in water and then getting out. And if you skip the getting out, you just... This happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this because it reminded me of Red Dead Redemption. It's like, once you start traveling in a direction, you can't stop. So yeah, he's going. Alright, cool. Anything else?
He's drowning.
Uh,
He's losing health.
I guess he is drowning, yeah.
Yeah, cannot breathe in the sky.
Oh, there you
Huh?
go.
Oh my god. That's on PS4, right?
Yes, PS4. What were you saying about 2004 to 2007?
Yeah, it's still there.
Have we got any more notes?
no, that's it.
Wait, why did she die? What? Okay, well. Anyway, yeah, okay, cool. So that's The Last of Us. New Game Plus, 80%. Alright, and time for last but certainly not least. It's Rockstar Table Tennis. Sorry, Rockstar Games presents Table Tennis. Why did they call it that? It was as if they didn't want to sell units or something. And unfortunately, the Twitch gods were not kind to us this day, and I'm getting the spinny thing and 0 timestamp
Oh.
of death, so I don't think we can watch it. It kind of sucks.
One get to
Oh
watch
my god,
table tennis.
I was so excited for this game. Like Rockstar presents table tennis. Any person that sounds amazing.
Nope,
Oh shit.
it's not there. It's either been deleted or something. Now, I'll try and do a little bit of research to see if I can get on their actual channel or something. Let's have a look. Twitch. But yeah, I actually have this game. I was planning to do a race with people once, but we never got around to it. No, even their channel doesn't exist apparently.
Maybe they got DMCA banned. Or not DMCA banned, but like... TOS banned.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Okay, well, the thing is, they did, like, games after it? That's so strange. Alright, well, anyway, this was a run that happened. Oh, I think I know the problem. I bet it was a Twitch VOD. Okay, so there's a clue here. It's submitted by him on the 9th of August and verified on the 4th of September. So, yeah, the reason I think it's new is because the verification only happened this month, but the fucking video's gone out of date, obviously, so, yeah, rip that. Oh well, if you really want to see Rockstar Table Tennis, there's some other runs on here. Let's watch Velocinator's run, shall we?
So, this game, is it like table tennis with random characters from other games, or
Nope,
is it just table tennis?
it's just Table Tennis with Rockstar's name on it.
Why
Yeah.
would they do that?
Well, it's because this was when the Xbox 360 released, and it was like the start of a new generation. So this is Rockstar testing their Rage engine. So like,
Oh,
so they went from Renderware to Rage, their own engine, and they were like, right, we need to make a game to test all aspects of our engine and like, you know, flesh out and stuff, and like, you know, while they're developing the engine, they have to make a game in it to test it and stuff. So they just made a really quick and simple, silly game to, you know, show their new engine and make it work and stuff. And this is it. Table Tennis for some reason, but they gave it a really crappy title. I don't know why. Wouldn't just Table Tennis have done? I don't know.
It's weird to release a test game. I guess it's common, but from Rockstar, I'm actually surprised. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, so many people have never heard of it. It's such an obscure game.
I've heard of it, but
yeah, the only reason I know it exists is because I have an Xbox 360 and it says it on the box that this game exists. That's the only reason. Okay, so there you go. Rockstar Games Table Tennis. I'm shortening it to that. And yeah, not that interesting, but I mean, a funny speedrun, I guess. I wonder what the controls are like. Yeah, that was...
Maybe you
Didn't
can
you
speedrun
miss,
this
like-
game.
I think you missed like a dragster world record. I don't know what is
I
that
forgot.
trend. I didn't quite follow it. I don't know if you caught that on Twitter or stuff like that, but I've
It's
seen like
hard
countless
to
runners.
miss, yeah.
Oh,
Did you catch this, Josh?
no. The 35-year world record?
Alright, so apparently this is like some Twin Galaxies nonsense.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, well, we'll cover this
Yeah.
quickly. Thanks for letting us know. We missed something
So-
important.
So there was like this 551, I think it was.
561, you were very close.
Yeah, but like a 551. That's on Twin Galaxies. And people decompiled this game and they showed that a 551 is physically impossible. There's no way you're going to get it. And like 5 people have done it on separate occasions, have decompiled the game and proven that it's not impossible or that it's not possible. Yet Twin Galaxies refuses to remove the record from their website. And now that website, which hasn't already been taken serious by many speedrunners, is being taken even less serious. So good job, Twin Galaxies. Good job.
But what I love about that story is that so many runners, like, look at that leaderboard. It's just, can you show the world record just for people that don't know what the game is? It's like crazy. It's not 5 minutes and 61 seconds. It's 5.61.
Yeah.
It's like an amazing game. Look at the control. It's incredible. Here we go. Let's speedrun. And like so many runners like played this live on Twitch and actually enjoys themselves playing this for many reasons, and it's incredible. It's very cool. And
Just look at the leaderboards again, and like all these runs from days ago, and like only a couple from like longer than that. So
Yeah.
you know, this shoot exposing has definitely paid off for the game.
yeah, but this is like literally the second worst Atari game ever. Like it's just a dragster race where you press forward and backward depending on your car movement. It's very funny. It's actually, I like what speedrunners did with that.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't actually hear about that at all. There's Taz's of it. Let's find out. What was it called?
Yeah,
Drag-
so the test is like 556, I think.
Wow. That means
But
it
on
all.
Twin Galaxies, there's a 551 apparently, and you know, these testers have proven that a 551 is impossible. Yet Twin Galaxies is like, oh yeah, but you forgot to consider the human element in these runs, and like the whole idea of a test just goes over their head. It's pretty funny. I did not read it, but apparently there's like a 100-page forum thread on the website about this game, and it's just full of like back and forth. Apparently it's a really good read, but it's a bit too long. I'd rather just read the entire Harry Potter series novels or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. 557 is the Taz. I found it.
Incredible.
Yeah, what a great run. Fantastic. Okay then. Oh, I think I found the thread on Reddit about it as well. Submitted 3 months ago though.
That's fairly recent.
Yeah, I'll post it in chat. There you go.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not the Reddit thread. It's like on actual Twin Galaxies.
Yeah.
So, it shouldn't be too hard to find.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it if you really want to venture to Twin Galaxies. Okay, there you go then. I guess that's all the speedrun recap for this week. Thanks for letting us know about that last thing. That sounds pretty good. Kind of sad I didn't know about it. Alright, so that finally brings us on to In the Spotlight. UD. There we go. I remember.
yeah, kind of like that.
I
Even
remember.
us call it well, in French it's UD, but it's UD is way better and it's okay.
Okay, UD. I'm surprised I remembered after an hour. So yeah, I guess tell us all about it. You posted a ton of like history in the Discord. I didn't manage to read it all, unfortunately. But yeah, you started with a television show, which I can play the video of.
Wow, YouTube show, yeah. So
Oh, okay.
CdV was like the host for. Well, you can talk to us about it.
Yes, before UD there was this show, Speed Game, and before Speed Games there was another show in 2008, so about TAS. It was 88 miles per hour in, so 88 miles per hour in English. It was the first emission about TAS. Then this show in 2011 about TAS and speedrun, and then Twitch arrived and we decided to make a live race. So first we began just with a commentary of world record, and then we had people that come to our home and for race or live like this. It ended in 2015, something like that. And just a few months before it ended, we started with Twyn the start of the UD, and the first season, which the first one was not really a season. We were just two of us. We wanted to learn 10 games. 10 games that both of us would like to speedrun, nice games like Dark Souls, Super Meat Boy, and things like that. And we were just two, and the people on the chat were very interested, and they say, "Oh, we want to run with you." And then when we have finish our season, we told to the people, okay, we will make another season, but with the people on the chat and all the spectators that want to speedrun, come with us and learn 10 new games, and now it's a fifth season, so 50 games run.
Nice.
Yeah. So the whole idea is to give people like 10 games, and without reason to run it, like they don't have like motivation, like they run 10 games different in genre, in types, in like there are platformers, FPS, like we had like Portal, Metroid, DuckTales, Mega Man, you name it, like Left 4 Dead, Metal Slug, like many different games. Like the closest thing to the UD on Twitch is like the Big 20 and the Super 16, but it's all on the same console. The idea for them is like, okay, we like NES game, we'll go with 20 NES games, and we're doing things differently. Like we have people that are specialized in first-person shooters, and some other that are very into platformers, and other that are very into anything pretty much. And our idea is to just bring people to discover what speedrun is, regardless of the game.
One thing that is strange is when we started the second season a few years ago, we thought, and it was quite a mistake, we thought that only few people would be interested in running 10 games, and mainly already known speedrunners. I mean, what I mean like that is, for example, a speedrunner of Portal, he already run Portal, but maybe he will try to run DuckTales, and okay, there is a small community of speedrunners, and they will try our show. And what was our surprise is a lot of people came to us to speedrun, to be part of the community, not necessarily to be the world record. We are some people that are very good, and they tend to have or beat sometimes world record, but a lot of people, we have a very large vision of the speedrun. So even if you have some few hours to consecrate to the run, you will make it will be quite slow, but it quite be enjoyable. and there were a lot of people, and the people who has successed the more was just common spectators at the beginning of at the end of the first season. They were not speedrunners. They were just players, normal players, and they say, "Okay, I will try." And some of them become very good in learning and practicing, and they are able to play 10 games a row, and they are quite impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
we did like
doing that.
30 speedrun in a row, like with just people. Like it was the 30 games in a row took like, I don't know, 12 hours. But we got like 4 people like casually went and say, "Hey, we're going to beat 30 games in a row today," and it didn't take like a week or anything, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
Nice.
I can't imagine like learning 10 games. When do you tell the runners what games it is? Is it like from the start or?
Yeah, right at the start of the season launches with the reveal of the 10 games.
Okay.
And then we have like usually 2-3 weeks just for learning, and then we start tournaments weekly, and we start with like tourneys with 3 games, and then we add little bit by little bit more and more games, so people know what games to learn. So if you go on tournaments here and you go to our archive tournament, you can see what this tournament look like. Like you can see the leaderboard for that one, or just the tournament. That's our overlay for the 5th season. We went for pink and good looking, pink bluish theme this time. And we have Super Metroid Project Base. We have what other game do we have? Mario Kart Double Dash. We have like various things.
I have put everything here
Yeah.
just for the memory of the games.
So we had like Super Monkey Ball 2. We have like Mario Kart, Rayman Legends, Quake, Armor Watch. Yeah, we have like
Steam World Dig, Volgar, Cloud Build, and I wanna be the cat.
So we have like various games, and so we developed the tool that you see. It's mixed with between challenge.com and SRL. So we have like directly the bot for the races, and it submits the time directly to our challenge. So that's quite useful. We have like, I don't know, 8 devs behind that are not paid because we are not making any money from any of that, of course.
To be clear, when you there are many things in the UD during 6 months. There are mainly 2 things: the tournament. Each Saturday there is a tournament. You can try to win or just participate to the tournament, and you have also the championship. The championship is another achievement, another goal. It is just you can click on overall ranking Decathlon.
Yep.
The big button.
It takes time to sometimes because we have like 300 players.
Oh, right.
So we compare all the scores to of the past week. So we have like the green and red arrow for people that get better ranking and people that lose ranks, of course. And so we have like quite a lot of numbers to crunch, and the optimization for this page is insane.
Yes, and in this championship, people just put their PBs they have success to have during the current season. So you cannot submit something very old. You just have to have done it during the 6 months of the challenge. And we give points, and it is just to see, for example, right now Devil Tifa is the best person with the sum of 10 PBs. We can see he have 5 great PBs on the first 5 games. He's learning the next 5. Just he is beginner on Volgar and Cloud Build, but because it has started just 2 months ago. But if you want to see, for example, if you want to go on the right, there is a button S4. It's the last season.
Yep.
So it is now finished. So you will be able to see what it looks like at the end of.
Loads. There you go.
Yeah, the people are very good on a lot of games, and as you see, there were 569 speedrunners. So some of them have just run one thing, some of them have run 10 things, and the thing is, first thing, there is this championship. The players put their PB and they win points. And at the end of the season, there is a champion of the championship, and we saw the tournament. We have a lot of tournaments, and at the end of the tournaments, you have a very big show in IRL in a cinema, and it's the final of the tournament. So.
If you want to see a funny speedrun leaderboard, click on Refunct. It's a very short FPS, like a platformer. Yeah, this one. And usually has a leaderboard as 20 players, if it's a big leaderboard. This one has 430 people that complete the game. And okay, so at the end of each leaderboard, you will have people that have 100 or less points. That's people that didn't complete the game in time. For each game, we give a goal. If you don't beat the game during that time set, you have a percentage of the score like that. If you did 25% of the game, you have 25 points. And if you manage to complete the game, did an actual speedrun within the time given, you have over 100 points. And what basically it does mean is that it's compared to 3 minutes, and if you are over 3 minutes, you have between 100 and 200 points, and if you're below 3 minutes, you have over 200 points, which is the ideal goal for that season. It's quite harder on the season 5
yes.
to actually and our players are not happy with our goals because it's quite harder, but that's life and they have to deal with it. But so basically Refunct, thanks to us, is one of the most speedrun game ever.
Damn, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly find the leaderboards.
430, that's now that you mention it, that's actually a lot. Holy shit.
We encourage our players to submit on speedrun.com, of course. So if you go to speedrun.com and you see, you have a lot of French and French-speaking people. That's an amazing leaderboard, and boom, that's the beauty for you.
Damn, that's amazing.
Who's moderating these leaderboards? Are you or someone else? That must have been wondering where all these new ones were coming from.
He's on the moon right now. He went with SpaceX and lives on Mars.
Damn, that's amazing.
If you ever include a game and for the next season, just include a game that I moderate without telling me. I'll wonder why Dear Esther or some shit like that suddenly has 100 runs.
Yeah.
Just saying, Gone Home 100% is the perfect length. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're actually trying to work with the people that actually are already in the community, because we want to be part of every even if we're very lot of people and it may be intimidating, we really want to work with the speedrunners that are already there. Usually we go to their Discord, we say, hey, we have this cool event, do you care to join us? We had translated everything in English so we can be as international as possible, but sadly we currently have this image of French community doing French stuff, and it's pretty hard to have people join us, because of course we're a lot of French people, so we talk a lot in French, and even though we're trying, I'm very happy to talk about this in English, because it's really exciting, and I'm pretty sure it would be enjoyable for a lot of people actually.
Yeah, this looks great. Before you came on, I didn't quite understand how it all works, and then you explained it all. It just seems like a really cool project.
Yeah, we have covered this before, because we had a few French people tell us about it. It's hey, you should really cover this, and we're like, oh, we don't. We look at it and it's oh, the new tournament is starting. We don't know what it means and stuff. Do you have a tutorial video or something for the website?
We have to work on that. I have to do an actual video with what I wrote on the Discord actually just saying like,
Yeah.
hey, we did that. Here a quick history. Here how you join us, and like all in English. It wouldn't take long, but like we have so much work to do to manage all that, and when we stop a season, we start another one like 6 weeks after, so we just have to sleep. I have to see my wife actually. Like I don't know where she is anymore, and like it's pretty exhausting. But yeah, we do have to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be very useful.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier that it's hard to get speedrun motivation where you should join our thing, and now I'm thinking, I could do this. This sounds awesome. Yeah, I'd love to try it.
You should definitely contact me for one of the shitty games that I moderate on speedrun.com. See some action into those games.
Yeah, the thing with like Deus Ex and Gone Home is they're just walking simulators. I don't know how fun that would be to have a tournament.
I mean, Deus Ex could work. What's the longest game you've covered on this?
Yeah, that's the thing. Since we do like 10 games and we try to cover all of them in a row, like the 10 games in a row have to fit in like a 6-hour timestamp. So the longest game was Mega Man X. No, it was Metroid Zero Mission.
How long is that?
We can't afford to put two games that are too long just because of the we have 10 games, so it's very difficult. We have a lot of games we love, but it's very difficult to put them in the UD just because of how long is it.
How long is Metroid Zero Mission?
Zero Mission is 38 minutes real time for record. So the ideal duration for races is like 20 to 30 minutes world record. It's like when you're a newbie, you can do it in 45 minutes. It's less than an hour. Like you can do it between a break, or you don't have like to do it like reserve your entire evening for that. Like you can still do things afterward. And since we try to be as universal as possible, like we have like players that are students, some other are teachers, some other are workers, some other are, I don't know, anything you name it, we have it. And it's really that's a really good way to get people to work on something together. So yeah, we cannot put like 2 hours and a half long game, sadly.
Yeah, that's true. You could still consider, I'm not sure if this is something you want to do, but you could still just do partial categories like Master Sword for Zelda or something like that.
Yeah, that's
we have done that. Yes.
Yeah,
nice.
We do create categories sometimes. Like for Dark Souls, we both like Dark Souls a lot. It's a very fun game, but speedrun is very technical and it's very long. So we did a fun thing that was you have to beat 8 bosses. That was the goal. And since there are so many bosses in Dark Souls that you can access early, like anybody could do his own route, like say, oh, this boss is very hard, I will skip it. Even if it's longer, I will do this very easy boss. And like...
That was Season 4, Josh, by the way.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, Dark Souls in Season 4, sorry. And yeah, we did like 50 games, so it's pretty hard to find the one you want if you don't know about it already. So yeah, so Dark Souls, we got like very, very good runners on that game, like walking on this fun category. They did only Dark Souls, like Captain Twyn that has maybe 2nd place on any percent and 1st place with glitches.
The current world record on any percent?
Yes, current world record, yeah. So he joined us and he walked on our fun category just with us. It's a 18-minute long category, very cool to route. Anybody could do his own routing, like you just have to beat 8 bosses. You want to beat the hardest boss in the game, you can go for it. It will be quite long and quite impossible, but...
That's a really good idea to just manufacture categories like that for such a tournament. I like that.
Trying to think really hard for any GTA category you could do like that. Doesn't really work.
Well, I guess for GTA 3, you could like start with a save file later in the game, like one hour into the game, and do like sets of missions. But
you don't know how save files just get fucked up for GTA.
Yeah, it's not that simple, unfortunately, with the save files and stuff.
But for GTA 3, you could still just do like Portland or something, although that's still a bit too long, I think.
But yeah, so I guess that leads us into how do you pick games? Like,
Well, that's a toughie.
yeah.
Yes, we have a. There is it's it has to be a good game and a good speedrun, and not be too long. But as it has been said, sometimes if a game is really good and has a good speedrunning potential, we choose a shorter category or create one, even if usually we take an existing one. We are thinking a lot of our community, so we know what we have seen, what they have love, and in each season the games are very different, and we know that there are a lot of people who will love this game, hate this one. It's nearly impossible to people to love the 10th game. Usually there will one or two games, very picky, very because it's hard, because it's RNG, whatever the reason. There is also there are a lot of different people, so they discuss about it, but they play it anyway because they want it to be part of the championship. So they say, okay, we'll try this game.
But with 10 games, it is different. It's going to be hard to find like even one person who will enjoy them all. So.
Yeah,
like,
but that's exactly the point. If no one's loved them all, everybody is on the same page. Like, okay, I like Dark Souls, you don't like Dark Souls, but you like Chippendale, and I hate Chippendale, so I will be better than you at Dark Souls, you'll be better than me at Chippendale. And our score system is the way that every game is scored on 200, about 200. So if you're very good at Chippendale, you'll put about 10-20 points on me on Chippendale, but I'll only gain 20 points on you on Dark Souls. Even if it's a longer game, every game has the same weight, and that's very important to us. But yeah, for the game selection, we have to have games that are cool to watch, cool to run, cool to play casually. The sum of the game prices don't have to be too high. The game specs don't have to be too high, so lower PC can run them all and stream them all, so it's easier to access. We have to have different consoles, different release dates, newer games, older games. We have to have like FPS, not only platformers, not only like TPS. We have to have like games that are very easy to find, because like Max Payne 2, for example, is very hard to find online. You have to almost download it, and we cannot provide like games on our website. It would be illegal. So
yeah,
it's a sum of reason that cannot fit all together. So we have to make compromises.
Isn't Max Payne 2 just on Steam though?
Max Payne 2 is not available in France on Steam.
Okay, that explains.
Okay.
So like, sometimes you have like those weird things like, oh, I really want to put this game, and it's really hard to get access to actually. And
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's a lot of factors you have to consider then.
yeah,
we have a lot of features on our side to our community, and there is a fun one that a lot of the players love it a lot. If you go back just to championship, we will click on the left near the Twitch icon.
You have the bar.
Yes, Devil Tifa on the near the Twitch of Devil Tifa on the right of just here. That one. Click. Each player has his own ID for the season. You have your Twitch icon, the stars, the one on the tournaments, and your level on each of the speedrun of each game. So there is the higher the bar is, the stronger you are. There are the times and the points, and so our community, our players love these fish. No, don't remember the name.
Yeah, that's the card. That's your
card.
Yeah, that's the UD TCG pretty much. Like you have every information, the strengths of the player, and you can see pretty well. Like Devil Tifa is a very, very good player. He has like 5 gold stars. We did like 7 or 8 tournaments, so he won 5 of them. Like Saturday tournaments, and he is very good at Monkey Ball. He has like the bronze, he has the 3rd place, but you can see, he's a very bit good on Mario Kart Double Dash, and it still hasn't colors on Volgar and Cloud Build. So you can see like the strengths of each player, and you can compare two cards with each other and say like, hey, my Double Tifa is better than your Melwest and stuff like that. It's actually very cool, and speedrunners tend to like numbers, like they like to crunch splits and stats and RNG percentages and stuff. And we have like this whole game about speedrunning. Like, you want to get points, you want to get better ranking, you want to win a tournament. You have like many ways to play the UD actually. Some players just want to set one time for each game. Some players just want to play the games once with a timer, like you said earlier. It's like, hey, I'll play with a timer. I completed Rayman Legends in 3 hours. I had fun. It's very cool. I discovered a new game, and it's very, very enjoyable for anyone that wants to try it for any reason.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a look at some other profiles.
You showed this this page, and I was like, oh yes, statistics. I love this.
Yeah, exactly. Why isn't it? Oh, we see. It's a new tab, right? Let me see. So if I go to season 4 and look at the top player of season 4, so yeah, Del.
Tifa?
Yeah, they're second here. And then,
yeah, Melwest won, and here you are going to see all the PBs he submitted. So you have all his player history. So you got like you know which game you ran and when. So you see, oh, he went from Monkey Ball 2 to Hammerwatch, and he improved. And the same, like in 3 days between, he did like 28-38 and then 27-51. Like, you can see everything the player did, and so you can see, okay, how did that guy got from 28-38 to 27-51, and you can see all these PBs. We try to have all the players submit videos for their PBs, and you can watch everything and compare and see, okay, my level is about like getting us 30 minutes. Yeah, that's the final card. Is very good.
Yeah, jeez. It's almost like the only thing was Zelda. They didn't get the maximum score on. Yeah,
so the top arrow means that you surpassed way past our final goal, and the double arrow means that you're at 2% of the world record. So 2% of the time the world record. So it's very, very close to world record.
Have you ever had that someone beats the world records during this?
Yes.
Yeah, many times actually.
Did I get a third arrow?
If we go through the history of the UD, like season 2, we completely destroyed Dead Core.
Yes.
We destroyed Towerfall Ascension. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, we like all the players have like 220 points, which is a max, because it's so way past world record when we started that it doesn't mean anything. Like, world record was about 22 minutes or something, and we are the world record currently is at
on that card 19.
19, yeah, maybe 19, and now it's at 15:48 on this guy. Like, we actually like managed to bring a lot of attention to some games that had like 2-3 people on the leaderboard, and all those players playing with each other actually found a lot of stuff, and that's actually happening each season.
It's interesting to see because there are very famous games, very niche games, old games, new games. So sometimes there are only a few people. So we, our big community, we beat the record in few weeks or even a few days sometimes, and we find new techniques, new routes. But in a few very old games like Doom, like Quake, it's nearly impossible to beat the record when you have to work 9 other games, because there are a huge community. The games are very old. But sometimes even in very old games, we can find some techniques that would improve the world record, even if none of us beat this. So it's very good usually for the game. New things are found, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, sometimes it does scare communities though, because we arrive like not knowing anything about the game, and we come and be like, hey, we're speedrunning. And if you are like running a game for like the 3 past years and you were alone and working hard, tough as nail, and a bunch of French runners you never heard of, not knowing the games, come and go like, hey, we could do that. Sometimes it can be tough, but we tend to have very good relationship with all the runners we work with. If you go on Metal Slug X here, we have the actual like Sukimos, the Korean guy, joined us on tourneys.
Wow.
He's from Korea. He doesn't speak a word of French, and the website wasn't translated at the time. Like he just came to our stream and was like, hey, I want to race with you guys, and it was super funny. And yeah, he beat his time during the UD3 because like we played together and got motivated to play more of it, and he beat his own time.
For example, even with a game like Castlevania, we have lots of players that if you see the time, they are good, but not as good as they are now, because after the end of the seasons, if a game was very cool for them, they continue to grind, to train. And for example, Giant, even it's 10th, but now is the best, his second time on the world on SRL. He had the record for a very few days.
Yeah, Jante took the world record on Castlevania to Kiss My Afro Card. And that's amazing if you know Kiss My Afro Card. Like, do you know, guys, about Castlevania speedrun?
Not
Okay,
really.
so it's a very classic NES game. Like, you have to know the music and a bit of like Dracula and stuff. And so in 2011-10, it was Funk Dog that had all the world records. It was 12 minutes and 11 seconds. That was considered an amazing time. And then the game got grind a little bit by Kiss My Afro Card. Is an American runner, and he got like the world records on all Castlevania 1, 2, and 3. And then each time someone beat him, he pushed the time further down. But when True Falls and Double Armory in 2016 got like down to 11:41, he got like 11:39, and it was like, okay, no one's going to beat it, except if you do this insane like 3-frame perfect trick on level 1. And Jante here actually did that. His overall like PB was not as good at the world record, but it took like it by 2 seconds because of that insane trick. And so the world record holder, Kiss My Afro Card, was like, okay, he did it, I'm going to beat it again. And he got like 11:31, which is just insane. It's insanely optimized now, and it wasn't as optimized as if the UD never existed. And actually, it's very cool to see that speedrun still like can take advantage of anyone, that like the overall game will be pushed further down if someone plays it. Anyone can play, anyone can speedrun, and I love that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That was one of the questions I was going to ask, is do runners like stick with any of the games that they do, or do they always leave them and move on to the next season?
Well, for Castlevania, players did stick to it. For some other game, people are relieved not to ever play it again.
yeah, that makes
Depends
sense.
on the runner, on the games. Usually, I try to tell people don't do 2 seasons in a row, because it's like it's 200 hours per game for like 6 months. Like, you play only that, and you miss a lot of new releases. And but a lot of players do all the seasons, and they just want the competition, the adrenaline, and the feeling that there are new games, and they want to be better and learn new stuff, and that's very cool too.
Awesome. Damn,
Nice.
all right. Okay, I feel like we know everything about it now. It's like, also, we have to try this. When's the next start to a championship?
The final of the current season is on December.
Yep.
So then usually there are sometimes 2-3 months between seasons. So currently we do not know, but maybe something like March February, March, April.
Someone is going to
18.
call us on that, and it's going to be awful.
It will be
Yeah.
next year.
Next year, like after the Christmas break and AGDQ, and everybody's hyped for speedruns again, and then yeah, we'll have something. But we took like a longer break between season 4 and season 5, and it was a pretty good thing for us, I think, because we did like those 2 years in a row without stopping too much. And
You said that you gave it like 6 weeks of a break. I was like,
Yeah. That's not a lot. Damn. All right. So if anyone wants to get started with the fresh tournament, it would be sometime next year. But say the season ends with the last chance tournament on November 11th. Like, can you join until then, or?
Yeah, you if you're interested, like anything, like if you want to come in just to understand how the website works, if you want just to join our Discord, and if you just want to play one game, it's okay to join. It's free. We just ask for your Twitch and your nickname, and you can put like a cute phrase like, "Hey, I'm lots of has from real-time chatting, and I like cheese," and that's pretty much it. And no one will ask you any question. You have access to a Discord, to a Mumble to talk with people, and you can join tournaments. It's free. No one will blame you if you register to the tourney and never show up. No one will blame you if you play badly or if you defeat the best guy. It's pretty open.
Well, I mean, my chat will, but.
Yeah, of course, like, or your chat will, but like anyone, like all players are very helpful.
Yeah.
For Super Metroid, we actually have like project base. We have like runners, American runners from the game that just come to help us. They don't run much for the UD. They're just here to say, "Hey, I'm going to watch your PB and tell you what you're doing wrong." Like, that's amazing.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. So you have like a big information about every single.
Yeah, you
game.
have resources, tutorials. I have to do that video to explain how the website works. It has to be done. But yeah, you have like a small leaderboard, rules for the game, like which version you have to play and stuff like that. And yeah, it's easy. And just if you're interested in doing one game and you're like, "Hey, I want to learn Hammer Watch," I don't know why you would want to learn Hammer Watch, but yeah, you fancy it for now, and it's the best place to learn about a game because you have like 200 people learning with you and giving advices and stuff. And yeah, we beat the world record for that by 3 minutes and a half.
Yeah, I love that, tracking what the world record was and when it started. That's a really good idea. See how it improves and stuff. But yeah, that's awesome.
It's a 2 days world record. I've just updated the site today.
Oh, okay,
But
cool.
we are talking. Maybe it's already broken. A few hours ago. There are a lot that are hot on this game.
This game had like two active runners.
I will tell you. I go on Discord just to tell. I like check.
Yeah, and they're working very hard on this one because it's a gauntlet like. You can buy skills and stuff, and you have to route through the whole dungeon. But if you skip skills, you will save time. But is it worth it? It's pretty hard to route, and we have like a lot of people to brute force the actual route. It's pretty cool.
Nice. All right, awesome. Have you got any other questions, S?
I had one, but I forgot.
But yeah, I mean, just once you guys explained the format and everything, the website itself seems pretty intuitive. It's just, getting that initial explanation is really
that's
useful.
just a lot of buttons, so it's hard to figure out like which one. Someone relevant.
It's obvious. It has to be like a bit complex because it's 10 games. So even if we had a website for just one game, it would be pretty streamlined. Like, hey, we are doing a tournament, we have a leaderboard, but we have to multiply all the information by 10 everywhere. It's pretty hard to just focus because all the games are different. We cannot have like, hey, here are all the rules. We have to have like a specific rule for Quake, which is not the same for an NES game, which is not the same for a
very good
PC game.
It's nice that you don't just throw every game under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, I would say you had to do it 20 times because you have a championship and a tournament. So it's like,
yeah, and that's the same. We try to have the same rule for the tournaments and the championship, but obviously tournaments are live and live event, and they have to be like some differences. But yeah, it's cool, and yeah, and tournaments are live. We try to have like a very good production value. So we work really hard on having a good-looking timer, 4 players synchronized, and we can have at the start of the races we have like 8 players shown, but we have like everyone at the same time running, and like we really try to have like the best professional-looking stream. It's a lot of work, and but it's worth it. Like it actually looks kind of good.
yeah, so you have like intermission-y bits where you talk about the run,
Yeah.
I imagine. Yeah.
What's going to happen next and all the thing. This one won't have like 8 players because it was like you did the realization for this one, but yeah, we have like one guy that does all the production stuff and he's like super busy,
Oh, right, okay.
and we don't have the VODs for everything apparently.
I have
Nice.
a question. If I join the championship now, can I still win?
Technically you can, like, but I think our first player, our best player, did like 4 seasons already. It's 4th season, so he knows how to learn very quick.
Yeah.
He's very talented because he won twice, and he has already like maybe 200 hours per game. So like technically you can, but
That's good enough for me.
you have a chance, and there are many ways to win. Actually, you can just be happy winning one tournament. You can be happy being the best on one leaderboard, like just for this game or another one. You can like win. We do like small fun tournaments. Like maybe we're going to set up a randomizer tournament just for fun. You can just win that and be happy winning that. Like, there are many ways to win, and it's not very competitive. We try to have fun together, so we don't like. There's no prize pool. Like, you don't have money to win or anything. There is no like stuff to show. Like, there's no Discord status for the winner or anything. You don't. Everybody is the same, whether you have a world record or you just never play the game.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome, yeah. So, how do the tournaments and championships like interact with each other? Do you get like, is the championships purely based on your PB and tournaments are a different
Yes.
thing? Okay,
There
that
are
makes
two different things. Some people just want to participate to the UD just to train and have a good PB, so they
Mhm.
can have a card to show to them or their friends their abilities to finish 10 games or part of 10 games, because you can just want to finish one. Some people just want to make the tournament. But what is fun is usually when we comment, when we make a commentary on tournament, we check the card of the players. It allows us to see the PBs of the players, so we can see this one seems very good in this tournament. We will check if he's good, if he will make it. Sometimes some players are very good at have a grind PB, but in race you have to make some adaptations. It's a different. You don't play the same in some games, and some players are very bad at a race. Even usually, when you are very good, you are very good.
Yeah.
If you have the world record on one game, you have like very good chances to win a race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the main interaction is the end of the season is like a very long tournament, like a 4 or 5 streams where everybody does the 10 games in a row, and the 4 best player are qualified and join a new set of players that were already qualified through the championship to that next turn. So if you're between 20 and 30s on the championship, you will go directly on turn 2. If you're between 10, 20, you'll go directly on turn 3, and if you're top 10, you'll go directly on round 4. And the 4 winners of round 4 go through to the finals. The IRL final is in a cinema theater. That's all there is to it. You play in a cinema. You have like your gameplay on a very big screen. It's pretty cool. And yeah, that's the only moment in the season where the championship and the tournament are directly tied. Anything else is just purely cosmetic. If you win a tournament, you have a little star on your card, like we've seen. It's just I want something. It's pretty cool. And championship is just for PBs. So usually, as CdV said, when you have good PB, you have good results in tournaments, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, mate, yeah, racing and grinding for PBs are very different. Especially, it depends on the game, I imagine, as well. If it's like RNG based and such. Yeah, that's really cool. So you have like a triple elimination style tournament. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense. So it's like, yeah, if you get unlucky or whatever. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll move on to the end of this bit. So, ask you a few questions about the future of this. So, do you guys have any like long-term plans or anything, or?
Yeah, we're going to make a living out of this and become millionaires. The plan for now is to have fun, pretty much. So we'll keep going as long as it's fun. We like speedrun. We like commentating speedrun. Like, it's pretty cool. So, like, first of all, I want to survive this season. That's the plan. And if I'm alive, we'll see what we do next.
The only thing we are quite sure is there will be maybe a lot of seasons more, even if it is without us, because the concept is good. If we keep the energy, the motivation, etc., we can keep the work to produce and help the players organize things. But even when we will be tired or etc., it will continue, I hope, with people we will form for, and I think it will be the case. But to answer the question, we see just six months deep. We know, okay, this is the season. December is the finals. There will be another seasons. Right now, we don't know the game of the next seasons because we have to work for these current seasons. We have translate the site so international people can do the tournament and the championship. We have things we want to do differently in the next season. We have some ideas because in each season we see not especially games that work or not working, but mechanics. When you have a community, you have tournaments, you make things in certain ways. It's a sort of games that allows you to play 10 other games and to entertain players, motivation, and other stuff. We know that maybe in each season we see things that are working and things that are not working, and we think about it during at the end of the season. And right now we know that the sixth season will be different and even better in some stuff. Not the game. I don't know the game, but in some mechanics.
Yeah, okay. I will take that, catch the ball and go further down that way. We are planning to go international, like we can already are, but we want to go deeper that way. I am working with Fizzle from Speed Gaming to have like a restream eventually of tournaments. Maybe not all of them, maybe only the finals, but we want to share at least what we're doing with anyone that want to watch. And if you want to watch speedruns, you usually want to try out like some stuff out. So yeah, that's the only thing I can assure is that we are going to have a sixth season, and we are trying hard to have like more and more players to come. Like we want American English players, and like from anywhere, because like we just like to play game together. We like speedrun, like anybody likes speedrun. It's an international thing. It's not like based on your nationality or anything.
Cool. All right, awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, I guess with your final questions, we'll move on to chat Q&A.
I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, all right. So if anyone has any questions for any of us, but preferably the guests, obviously, put a question in and we'll ask it. So yeah, Catalyst was kind of the whole like future plan thing, so we'll have to skip that one. But yeah, Trollbear says, are there any games you personally would like to see in a season? All of us. So
lots of each season. 10 games is not a lot. In fact, it's a lot when you have to learn them. But when you have to select them, you tell, this game is nice too. I can't say because some people will say, it's a promise, it's a projection, but there are lots. I can tell you maybe a lot of games, but the problem is usually. The games I have in mind are very difficult, so we have to, after a very difficult season, maybe we will make a more smooth season.
Yeah. But I'll catch the bullet on that one too. I can name like maybe 20 games of the NES I want to learn, like personally, like Ninja Gaiden 1. We did 2, but I like 1 a lot. Mario Brothers 3 is very good. Like I can name a lot of stuff. On the SNES, I'm less familiar with the console, but there are some very, very good games like Castlevania 4, Chrono Trigger, like a lot of RPGs that we would have to find like subcategories for those one, but there are like races on Final Fantasy's game and stuff like that. We are looking for good Mega Drive games and like Genesis games. It's pretty hard to find good games on that console if you never played them as you were younger because they aged not that well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As you just do Sonic or something.
Yeah, Sonic, like Alien Soldier is very good too. It's like a boss rush. It's very entertaining.
Okay.
But yeah, I can go on like we never did like PSX games, but Tomb Raider, Rayman, Spyro the Dragon, like a lot of games are very good speedruns and very at least interesting. We never did Mario 64. We never did.
This one could be very nice.
Many games that are interesting. But if I had to choose one, sadly, I'm so focused on Super Metroid right now that I cannot think of anything else like that I would personally enjoy running.
Okay, so I will answer. So I would like to see Mario 64 for sure. I would like to see. J'ai pris le slot d'Hammerwatch. Hammerwatch. Titan Souls. Ah merde, non, le jeu que t'aimais pas, enfin que t'aimais bien, mais que. Oh, je l'ai oublié. Oh, I forgot the name.
Okay.
Well, it's true. Like, you have to understand, we have like this spreadsheet with like, I don't know, maybe 2,000 games that we want to
Oh, jeez.
select it like by genre, lengths, world record, and estimating if it's difficult or not. Is the world record very solid or not? And it's amazing that how much work we are putting through it, because usually you find nine games you like, and then you're like, what's the final piece? And then you're like, oh shit, I've put like 8 platformers, what I'm going to do? And then you remove platformers and you're like, oh shit, it's only RPGs now. It's really hard, it's really funny to do. But if you like just the idea, try to create a 10 game list that would be different and interesting to run, like anyone in the chat that want to play this little puzzle. And it's really funny to do because, of course, it will be different depending on your affinities and games you like and games you already played. But it's pretty good. It's a good, fun exercise because I've watched like countless of world records thanks to that. Like I know many world records for NES, SNES, Mega Drive, Genesis, and games that I never played and will never play. But it's really interesting to understand what speedruns, where can speedrun bring you, and sometimes it's very, very dark places.
Yeah. All right. If I was to answer this, I would say Crash Team Racing sounds like a really good one. Cause, yeah.
Prepared to speedrun.com page and everything.
I was ready. Yeah, Crash Team Racing sounds like it's like perfect length. It's like way too long, though, I guess. Actually, isn't it? 50 minutes.
Well, there are missed categories. You can go half. Like there are, you can, like different stuff. Like there are a lot of cups, so you can do like 2 cups or something. It's pretty.
All cups.
Yeah.
All cups you could do. Particular cups you could do. Yes, but I was thinking this because I was thinking like French speedrun communities, and then I was like, Crash Team Racing has like massive French community. Not specifically for runs, but they have there's a leaderboard website for each individual track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a good one. But yeah, you'd have to find a category that works that's short enough. Otherwise, I can't think of much else. Can you? What about you, Urs?
Well, it's funny that you guys mentioned Tomb Raider earlier, because I've not looked at this in depth, but it looked to me that Tomb Raider had a lot of French interest for speedrunning. So it kind of surprises me that you haven't featured it yet. But that doesn't mean that I wanted to see featured. What I would like to see featured is some of the obscure games that I run. So let's take a look at my profile, right, and then go to info and then look at the games that I moderate. You see some pretty good runs like Unreal or Prison Architect, which is completely different.
You ran Prison Architect?
Yeah, man.
How do you run Prison Architect? It's so cool.
It has a campaign, and it's basically a lot of menuing to select all the.
Nice.
All the stuff. So it's a really different run. I'm not sure if it will be suitable for an event like this, but if you're looking for something, maybe it would. Yeah, maybe it would actually be really suitable because it's really different from this other run.
That's what I was thinking. If it would fit with any other games, because it's not like you have like 5 racing games or whatever. It's one game that's completely different to everything else. It could work.
The question is what we have put on the back burner because they were too long. A lot of games, because usually the first criteria is not time. We put games, we think, they are amazingly, it will be good, they're good speedrun, and then we make an addition, and then it's very too long. So this one is too long. This one is too long. This one is too long. And then we remove 2-3 games, and we are looking specifically for very short speedruns that are very interesting. Usually the short ones are much more difficult to find.
Yeah, Octodad is a very good catch, for example. Like, it's very fun, it's very different, it's very short.
Free,
I was
it
going
runs
to
on any
mention
PC.
Yeah, that's the kind of shorter game we'll put so we can fit longer games. But personally, I've run I started speedrunning in 2012 with Rayman Origins, and it's a 2-hour-long platformer, collectathon, so you have to learn a lot of stuff, and I had ton of fun learning that long game, and then I moved on to still longer games, like I've run XCOM Enemy Unknown and Rayman Legends, and very, very long games, and so all those were put to the trash. And yeah, as long as so many games were put away just because they were too long. Like Super Metroid we considered, but it's super tough, and it's usually a 50-minute run if you're very good already, so that's too long. What else did we put away?
The first thing you have to consider is the world record is not the only thing we are looking at, because when we say 50 minutes, we have to consider that there will be 300 people that will try, and the time will be maybe half or twice the time the world record. So when it was the case the second and third season, and then we changed our system, but at the beginning it was, there is the world record, and we double it, and you have to finish under that time. Okay, so when a game is very long, the longer is a game, the longer is the time we give the player, and it's twice, so 50 minutes, it's 1 hour and 40. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, and you have to suffer with the players through, like, he doesn't know where to go and he still has like 30 minutes to go. Or he died at the beginning, he lost like 25 minutes and he doesn't want to keep going, but he kind of has to for just the tournament's sake. So we have to like help mercy kill the runs, and longer games have more create more difficulties.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Octodad, I like both of them, I guess. I guess Octodad Deadly Sketch might be...
Yeah,
I might still fit, but yeah, Octodad 1 I think would make perfect for the next
yeah.
season.
Isn't it free on PC?
Yeah, Octodad 1 is free.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. There you go.
Problem solved.
There's our solution. There's our submission. All right then. Yeah, I guess we should probably start to wrap up, seeing as we're going over the 2-hour estimate.
Oh man.
Any final things, S, before we move on to the end?
No.
No. Okay then. Right.
Anything by you, CdV or Twyn? Any final words? Or like anything you
I
need
think
to
we
say
talked
still?
quite a lot, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
we took notes of what you said, like Octodad, Crash Team Racing, putting up tutorial videos and stuff like that. And
Don't be surprised if in the 6 seasons.
start training already.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I definitely. I'm not sure I would give it a chance now, because not the championship, the current games, not other than Mario Kart or Super Monkey Ball, I'm not too excited to start. And obviously, if I wasn't joining from the start, I don't know, I'd try all the other games. But definitely, when the next season starts, whenever that is next year, you'll have to. Hopefully, we'll hear about it, or you guys can let us know, because I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
Okay then. All right. So that brings us to the end of the show. I forgot to go on track. There we go. So I guess we'll end quickly with what we're all up to next week. I can imagine what your guys' answer is running this. But yeah, what about...
Actually, I'm taking a vacation. I'm going see family. I leave like on I don't know, Friday, and I ordered a new PC, so I'm going to like mount it, play with it a bit, and speedrun will start maybe in like 7 or 8 days. Like just
You'll be
taking my
using
time.
a brand new PC to speedrun games on the NES on emulator,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like I've ordered like a 3,000 euros build just to play Minesweeper and NES games.
So good, yeah. Oh, awesome. All right, what about you, S? What are you up to next week?
Well, I'll definitely do that GTA 3 100% run.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I have no plans. Although it has been brought to my attention that there's a new strat to be used in San Andreas 100% that I will have to implement and practice.
Okay then. As for me, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week. Oh, I do know. It's not an answer anyone wants to hear, though. iRacing, the next season starts next week. So I want to get back into that, and everyone's going to be mad at me for playing racing games again. But yeah, okay. That's what we're up to next week. Let's hope the community as a whole does something interesting next week, and we can talk about it next episode. If you see anything interesting next week, you can let us know about it with our submission form. If you see any world records, go ahead and submit them to us. And also, if you see anything in general that's like doesn't fit the form that you want to tell us about, go ahead and use our Discord, chat to us there, and we'll, we have a research channel. You can let us know about stuff. Yeah, this episode.
I'll try to keep you updated with what we're doing. If you like, if we have
that will
like
be much
English restriction and
appreciated,
stuff like that. But I will do the courtesy not to give our players that link, because they will flood you with the same game. Like, hey, dude.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
World record on the same obscure game, because it's not.
Maybe we could try to cover a world record from the obscure games that you do once a week or something. keep up with it. But yeah, we definitely try to keep up to date with that. That sounds pretty good.
Let us know if they beat any world record on the
Yeah, but just one.
tournament.
Just
Yeah,
one.
just one. Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
was there
10.
around
If all 10 games are beaten in the world record, then I'd also like to know.
That would be really interesting if that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so all of our episodes are going to be posted.
Yeah, one final
on.
word. Did
Sure.
you see that the world record on Mario Brothers was tied like 12 hours ago?
No?
Really, huh?
Yeah, Cosmic KD tied exactly to the frame the world record.
Wow.
Jesus.
So
okay.
now the leaderboard is 2 people tied and 1 player 1 frame behind.
What is it? Super Mario Bros. The first one?
Yeah, on NES.
Warpless, I imagine. No? 100%?
No, with Warp, any percent, like the 5-minute long run. Like, was one of the most hype for whatever reason speedrun.
Oh, right. I guess speedrun.com hasn't updated yet because I don't see it. But
Yeah, I think it's still frame counted and checked, but
Okay.
yeah, it's fun.
makes sense.
So I don't know why I remember that just now, but that's the final word for this, I guess.
Yeah. All right then. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we've got our YouTube channel. If you guys miss any episodes or part of this episode, you can go there and watch it. Because I've been.
Be sure to like and comment and subscribe on that so that it gets moved up in the YouTube search engine stuff and we get more exposure.
Yeah.
And tell your friends.
And we
good
also
message.
should probably highlight stuff on Twitch. I just realised I kind of forgot to do that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's it. And yeah, that's the show. Thanks a ton for coming on, both of you, and explaining it.
Yeah, this was very interesting.
Yeah, way more interesting than I was expecting as well.
Thanks a lot for
I
having
was
us.
just
That
expecting
was
a
a pleasure.
load of French people doing speedruns, but no, it is actually legitimately really interesting, and I'd love to try it sometime. So yeah. All right then. That's that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Next week, same time next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh,
Don't
I need to
forget
play
to
the
find a
outro.
guest for next week, Josh.
Oh yes, we'll do that. Let me mute you before we keep talking.